Yo, what's up, guys? 2026 Tricaru. Well, we used to do Vertihill plus Tricaru, but that's no longer really possible because you can simply not put more than one of the same unit in the team. However, we got a few replacements right now with other team-ups, such as a Tark that is now a great unit. We got of course, Rogue in there. We got Seer in there. There are a lot of options for team-ups right now. But is it doable to still make the Tricaru team? Well, it's a little bit different, because why was Tricaru that good in the first place? Tricaru had a 3-turn cooldown and also teamed up with 3 units, which means you could perfectly rotate your team-ups for every turn that the Ikaru took to also team up. Plus, every Ikaru has the defense break only skill 1, which is pretty high success rate. However, you have this one over here, which is a 4-turn, but only teams up with 2. And then you have a team-up over here that is a 3-turn, but only teams up with 2. And then we have a team up over here that is also 4-turn and could team up with 2 or 3. So let's actually give that a try if that's still workable. I also have a few different ideas, maybe adding in a Draken Warrior and kind of weird shit that might actually potentially be decent. This team will be usable in multiple dungeons because I can see this being used for Necro, I can see this being used for Punisher's Crypt, maybe even Steel Fortress if you switch things out a little bit. But I want to see, does it have value in 2026 to kind of go for a Tricaru? So I round up everything kind of quickly, kind of dirty, 99 crit rate, doesn't really matter, decent accuracy on these units, also high accuracy on you to land at. We have some accuracy on your S1 over here. We also have some accuracy on your S1 over there for the team-ups. And then we have you to potentially do some damage and that kind of stuff. So let's see if this actually does do anything good, or is this just full-on troll to actually run anything like this? Well, let's find out. So far, actually kind of clearing everything, pretty similar as the old Tricaru was doing before. That's not gonna lie. Him starting off with a potential brand on his skill is really nice. Okay, this is where we start seeing a little bit less turns coming in. Still more than enough attack bar to keep cycling on top of the boss with. I did not really do anything particular for speed tuning or anything like that, but actually, hey, I can't claim that this is a bad team, to be honest. It's not going to run as fast as like the common teams that we're used to these days, but 31 seconds. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I don't mind that at all. That's actually pretty decent, not gonna lie. I expected less. That's definitely a thing. It is too bad that the wave clears take a little bit long. Like the bosses, they go pretty nice and pretty fine. And there, I don't see any option for the boss to ever take a turn. And this is also just slapping whatever runes at it. Sure, they're pretty decent runes to it, but it's not really like a particularly very much speed chased or speed tuned, anything like that. It's just, we use whatever kind of works and it seems to work. And this is actually a lot more solid than I expected. 29 seconds, wow. I'm 100% sure this will also work in Necro, but let's give that a try in Punisher's Crypt. I'm expecting it to work here as well. I would have to go left tower, right tower boss in this shenanigans over here. But it should definitely work on this one as well. Also, these units are weaker than the units that we do have on the dragons in the first place. So that should definitely work out here. That was one tabbing with just a Tark skill 3. It was by the RNG of how much you can actually team up and shits, but that still is something. Like this actually does look pretty solid. This fight will take a little bit longer, and now you might run out of team-ups at some point, because yeah, here we see the moment where you kind of run out of team-ups, and when you run out of team-ups, then it could get pretty bad. So, no team-up over there, no team-up. Okay, this is where we get a team-up again. Yeah, this is where you saw that the old Tricaru team had a lot more team-ups, but still, and again, not that bad. It actually does work. So, Tricaru in 2026. It's a little bit on the slow side on this one. Dragons, it does work better, but it's not too bad. However, I also had something in mind to maybe make this a little bit more spicy. And we have been using this Draken Warrior for a lot of stuff these days. But can he actually be used in PvE? You kind of would like to have high accuracy on him and that kind of good stuff, but I don't really have that, so we're just gonna go with as is. We do also kind of lose the lead while using this thing. We could go for a speed lead on water, but I don't really want to do that neither. Let's just see how good that works on a style where this thing has potential to give some life drain to itself and smack real hard on his, well, both S1 and S2. Just for funs. I'll also try a star in that slot and maybe a few other units, but just for the idea of it. how hard can you hit on this? That's, yeah, you're gonna be smacking those things real hard. That is definitely a thing out there. So it would be nice if you actually start off with, wait, are you still moving first in the team? No, wait, Rauk is moving first in the team right now. I should have it where Tark moves first in the team, because then the Tark can start off with a brand, and then the Death Break will come in later. So let me switch that up where we do have Tark coming in first. But yeah, this is where you see if we don't let the Death Break that early on, a Vert is a lot safer in this kind of way, because now is probably the moment where we will get the immunity up, and we don't have any strip for the immunity in this whole team, which, big issues, big issues. So Vert team probably still a little bit, oh wait, we do actually have a strip. I forgot about Siren S2 having a strip. Well, it's also, you did. Well, what we could do is this. Oh, you're faster again. Good luck. Just solving things the easy way. Yep, that's a lot of damage coming in for these kind of hits, but it's kind of funny to see the... It's that his animation is a little bit on the slow side, but he's still hitting really crazy hard. That's definitely a thing right there. I think that an Astar might potentially do a little bit more, though, because of the AoE hits and that kind of stuff. But in the end, I would probably recommend just go for a Vert if you actually want to do something like this. Like, if you don't really care about your run being crazy fast, if you run these 4 plus a Vert, it's actually really nice still. Wait, I'm curious to see like how far they will get on this. That's actually not a bad run. We have the attack break, so we shouldn't hit too hard. This is the moment where he will get the buffs up and that kind of stuff, but we should still be able to clear from here, I hope, I pray. Yep, we're still able to clear with these 4. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So Draken Warrior, not as strong as I thought. Also 50-second run, kind of slow. Let's just steal the whole Vert set. That makes things easiest over here. Do we also steal the artifacts? We did also steal the artifacts. Perfect. Let's see how much an Astar can do on this. It was definitely also better with the Tricaru out there, but it does have some chance for also the Rauk to get into killing range, which is kind of nice. And this is actually threading through stuff. That's insane. Yeah, that's the issue where you can see already we didn't have team-ups for a whole bunch of things. We teamed up with all of the wrong stuff, and then you might start dying. And that's where a Vert comes in and actually gives everyone at least a second round of trying to have a chance for team-ups in. And over here, once again, same issue. So if you want to run this, I think a Vert is a must, because your team-ups are going to be on wrong rotations and all of that kind of annoying stuff. So yeah, Vert seems to be the only way that, even if you have some of the bad rotation with your team-ups, because that's the thing, Ikaru never had a bad rotation of team-ups, this thing will have bad rotation of team-ups. And actually the Vert team was a lot faster still. I want to give a few more tries to that Vert team. It just looks good to have some Tricaru on the field again. Then the big question, would I really recommend to run this? To be honest, not really. There's so many good teams out there nowadays. You need a lot of specific units, and that might be a little bit annoying. If you want to just get one speed run in of a sub 30 second and then call it a day, and you don't want to craft like a super specific team for it, then this might be something that actually does get there. But I think that this one already needs pretty good runes compared to other teams that need a lot better runes. Or need a lot worse runes, I would have to say. Because, yeah, well, this, to be honest, it's actually kind of smooth. Like, not gonna lie, it actually is kind of smooth. And how fast? 34 seconds. I think this would average probably like 32, 33-ish. That's definitely not too bad. Yeah, what can I say? It actually works out better than expected. I did actually expect more from the other versions of the team, and those worked out worse. But this one is actually not too bad at all. Like, they're clapping hard. Like, really crazy hard. And you could even replace the Siren. No, I would kind of keep the Siren in. I was thinking about a Crow, because Crow does have a Death Break on the skill 1. And the Siren doesn't have Death Break on skill 1, but does have the Death Break on the skill 3. So you kind of trade one for the other, whereas a Crow would always go for skill 3 himself. Could be nice for a nuke. Let's give that a try. Let's remove the Siren for a Crow and let's see how that works. 30-second team, that's not bad at all. In this case, you would have to give Crow some proper damage set and blah, 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 and not give it triple fight. But we're gonna do triple fight, just because we're lazy like that. In this case, it would also be on the accuracy as 1. But let's just go crit damage 3. Maybe we have a combination of the both of them. Yeah, it's a something. Let's see if this actually works better or worse. I'm surprised that this team actually does work that good. But the Dark starting off first with a team up that has a potential for a brand is really nice. Because then you have brand into Death Break into legit everything going on, and then things already start dying real bad. So Vert is mostly like the failsafe in case your team-ups go wrong, that you still give turns to the whole team and they can start clearing waves or clearing the boss after. That's the main importance of the Vert out there. Outside of it, the Vert doesn't really add too much for damage output itself. So I'm using a lot of triple fight runes right now. I think you don't really need that in the first place as well. So, okay, once again, more team-ups give more safety. That is definitely a thing over there. They can still clear it. Let's actually go for a run that looks a little bit more smooth. But more team-ups feel safer rather than going for a faster potential run. But yeah, I'm liking this Tark dude, man. This Tark dude, we have seen it before that one Tark skill 3 cleared the mid-boss right away, which is really insane. I think with the right RNG on a Rogue team-up and a death break from something else while the brand is landed from itself, I think there are options where he could one-shot the final boss. Needs a lot of RNG to do so, but with the skill 3, I could see it happening. So team-up came in super, or like the death break came in super late. Over here, we have the brand right now. Scar. Scar's a little bit less on damage when you go for triple fights. I expected more damage from the Crow itself. No, Siren definitely did look a lot better, but Siren is also more of a support towards helping the others deal more damage rather than dealing a lot of damage itself, which kind of makes sense. Yeah, runs are definitely slower. Back to the Siren. Nice thing about this team is also that the speed tuning just doesn't matter as much. You just want some speed at it, and I would recommend to go for the turn order where Tark moves first, Ro'o goes second, and that's very nice for Rage set over there. Ikaru moves after that, and then Siren final, and then, of course, the very final. I would recommend that turn order, but how much speed they have don't matter as much. Whereas with a lot of teams, you have to be specific on speed tuning, you have to be specific on this, specific on that. This team is just throw whatever at it, and it will probably kind of work as long as the rune quality isn't bad. That's just the main thing to it, and yeah, if you don't care about super fast runs, but you just want to do some dragons with your Ameria's luck, and you don't really want to have a very specific Agrius team or all of those kind of things, which there are a very good amount of teams out there for it. Way better than this team over here. But those really need specific runes in specific orders with specific tuning and specific speeds and blah, blah, blah. If that is all too much effort for you and you just want to blast through some Amira's luck with a sub 40-second run, this might be your team. Also, let me know in the comments, what kind of units would you replace for this? Well, actually, as far as I've seen, all of the replacements I tried actually made it a lot worse rather than anything better. So I'm not too sure if there are any replacements that actually do make this better. I do have a feeling that if you put a Lucifer on the Vert spot, you get a lot of attack bar gain from all of the damage you're dealing more than the 5k. Which I think it works that every 1k that is more than 5k of damage you deal when a Lucifer's on the field, you get 1% attack bar. So if you're doing 20k, you're getting like 15 attack bar. I think, I'm not 100% sure if that works. Someone that is a Lucifer owner, let me know in the comments if that is exactly how that works. But yeah, that's probably, it's not how that works, but I don't know. Maybe it's every 5k you get 1% extra. I don't know. But yeah, with that, and then the team-ups, and then a branded team-up on a skill 1 of a Lucifer, that might be destroying this boss, let alone just the passive that gives you extra damage. So for any Lucifer owner out there, try this team with not a Vert, but a Lucifer in that slot, and I'm just very curious to see how that would work and how that would be strong. I would say turn order in that case would be Tark, Lucifer, Rogue, Ikaru, or would I go the other way around? I'm not sure. No, you kind of want to have the death break anyways. A lot of options possible. So, okay, you can have bad team-ups where you just simply don't get the right tuning and the right turn orders. But at least you have Siren for a strip, which is not too bad in the first place. Like, this team, I could see it fail sometimes. I could see it fail sometimes. But 2026, Tricaru is looking something like this. It's triple doggo plus a bird plus a Vert. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. See you as always in the next one. If you have any other creative teams that might be pretty good, let me know in the comments too. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.